Greetings gamers, KWK here. Got ourselves another long play for you. This time we're going to be playing good old-fashioned Chase H.Q. 2 on the Sega Genesis. So we'll start up here. And now we get to hear from Nancy. Alright. We have an emergency situation. Nice car. Looks like a yellow Corvette. Well, if I was fleeing a scene, I'd definitely want something that fast. That's a stolen yellow sports car. I'm putting my money on a Corvette. Apparently we better get on it immediately. Alright, now we select the vehicle here. We got ourselves sports car, which is fast, but pretty weak for attacking. We got ourselves a nice four-wheel drive vehicle, it's balanced. And then you got the semi-truck, which is pretty slow but got strong attack. I just stick with the four-wheel drive. It's got a good balance, kind of like in Mario Kart. I'm a balanced kind of guy, using the balanced characters. Right here, this thing isn't exactly the fastest takeoff, but I feel that this is the best all-around vehicle in this game. Just because it's got the good old-fashioned, it's got just enough power, just enough speed to kind of get caught up, but I will say it gets pretty troublesome if you run out of turbos when you're trying to take out the main boss on the level. Nice. Oh, I wonder how long you can actually pull off driving like this. A little bit. And, yeah, we love those entertaining things. If you hit one of the ramps off to the side, for whatever reason it does that, I guess that's more for entertainment value than anything else. But we are out to find that yellow Corvette. Where is that sucker hiding? I will say this is this game reminds me a lot of Outrun for the Sega Genesis, which I had, with the mechanics and the control. And now we got our yellow Corvette here. Gonna teach this guy a lesson. I don't know, but if I was on the road and I saw some type of undercover police vehicle constantly beating on another vehicle like this, I don't know what I'd think. I didn't know that this is typical protocol for officers to be doing, but they could have definitely added some other things to this game, in my opinion. I mean, it's cool how you're going to sit there and beat up a car and crash it, but I wish they had some kind of like soup or something where the guy would like hop out of the passenger side and maybe shoot the vehicle with a shotgun for damage, or just other things other than just bumping in the car for damage. But we got this crazy guy. Let's see what he did. Oh, at least we got a gun to his head. That's good. He's apprehended. He's under arrest on suspicion of murder and robbery. Well, good thing we got him. I can only imagine what the next criminal's got. Alright, Nancy, what's the score? It's always an emergency situation. We got it. A gang member this time. Nice, we're upgrading. Got you stealing cars. Drug dealing. Now, drug dealing is bad. You're going to be out to take that out. European sports car? Yeah, that kind of looks like a Lambo to me. I'm going to go with maybe Diablo model. So, Lambo's got to go down. Punch the pedal. Alright, what do you say, Nancy? Man, Nancy, you got something in your eye? Why'd you wink? I'll stick with the old four-wheel drive. Now, this is just way far-fetched. I find it very hard to believe that this four-wheel drive vehicle or any SUV is going to catch up to a Lamborghini anytime soon, but it is good old-fashioned fun at its best in the 90s here, so I'll just let it slide. But yeah, it's kind of a funny story of this game. This is the first one I've ever played in this series. I never really saw one at the arcade until much later after playing it on the Sega Genesis. And this is actually a sequel that, from what I can tell, to the best of my knowledge, is an exclusive to the Sega Genesis. I haven't seen this game on any other console, or ports or anything. And it's like its own racket. Like the original that's on like the TurboGrafx and the Famicom and the Super Nintendo, those, and I believe the Saturn has one too. Gotta get me a copy of that Saturn one. And those are like the original, the very first one. And those have like just one car you pick from. You got like a standard car that you just got to do everything in. This one I found pretty interesting because you got to pick different vehicles, but as neat as that is, the semi is kind of useless. I mean, in my opinion, I can't beat more than the first track with the semi. The semi is super difficult to work with. It's just so slow, and it just doesn't balance out well with the damage and the slowness. I mean, at least for the way that I drive, because I bump into a lot of stuff. And then the sports car is too troublesome for me because I usually run out of time because he's not doing enough damage. And the damage the sports car does with how many times I'm getting slowed down and hitting other cars, even though I can speed up quickly, each time I keep hitting them, the damage just takes forever. So this blue SUV right here, this seems to be the fail-safe in my opinion. If you just want to try out this game and you're having trouble, I'd say try out this vehicle first. Out of all of them, it's the best all around. The funny story about this game is I would have never known it existed. This was a rental surprise. My mom brought home one day because she went to the video store without me, and she just grabbed the game, and I'm like, well, what made you think to pick this game? I asked her, and she said she saw the cover, and there's just a whole bunch of chaos and explosions of cars on the front, and figured she couldn't go wrong. And boy, was she right. Well, we got the drug dealer. Yeah, we got him good. What's the score, Nancy? How are you going to top a drug dealer? Who are we going to have to get after that? Uh-oh. Frozen road, snowy area. Not looking promising. Snow levels are definitely my weak point. Well, he's in a purple van. What is that? I don't know what model that would be. It's definitely got that cool 80s, early 90s top on the dome on that sucker. Good old shaggin' van there. Alright, caution, kidnapping. Well, kidnapper is definitely topping the drug dealer. I like how the criminals keep escalating here. Alright, now this definitely looks like the SUV's level time to shine because I hate all these like piles of snow or rocks or ice or whatever this is supposed to be on the ground. There's just no room on this track here. I just love how all these people just conveniently are steering right at me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, catching up to speed, and if you ain't hitting cars, you're hitting trees, but we'll get there. That's what the turbos are for. Thank goodness for these turbos. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know offhand if you can gain extra turbos in this game. It's kind of like you get your 3 shots and that's it for a whole credit here, so that's another thing that I wish they would adjust in the game. Is if a way that you could earn a turbo or gain one somehow. I have yet to ever see that. It might be in this game. I didn't really read through the manual fine comb. It seems like a pretty self-explanatory game to me, so I didn't bother. But it's definitely still pretty fun to today's standards. I mean, it's got definitely that frustrating challenge of the control. There we go. Thank goodness for extra credits. Losing the time. See, that was kind of a waste. I should have used up my turbos instead of let the time go, but I wasn't paying attention. Oh, this guy means business. This kidnapper really wants to get away when... What is that, a bazooka? A rocket launcher? Nice. This guy's got an RPG in the back of a van. I don't know how this SUV is surviving taking hits from an RPG, but I guess that's because it's a Chase H.Q vehicle. It's got all the special titanium build or whatever it took to withstand that type of damage. Catching up to this thing is not going to be easy. I have to say, I remember as a kid when I was playing this rental, this level was just killing me. No matter what I did, I could just not beat this level. This one is probably, arguably, I don't know, it seems like the hardest level to me is this one. I think it's just the whole combination. You got snow, you got ice, you got this big old van that takes a lot of damage, and you got this guy shooting at you. And hopefully we're going to make it here. Let's see. Oh man, of course we're on this floating bridge here. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. That's what happens when you start floating. But no, Sega Genesis, a lot of the car games, they all really just took the influence of Outrun, and they ran with it and made different variations. I mean, you had Outrun, like Outrunners, I think it was called. They made a lot of different Outrun types of games, and then they had clones like this, with the way that it was designed, at least on Sega Genesis, which works okay. I mean, It's definitely by far not the best racing experience, but it gets the job done for that old school arcade feel, fun, bashing into things. I mean, it's, well, there goes another credit. Yeah, I knew this level was just gonna kill me on credits. So it's gonna be very interesting if I pull this off. Well, we got plenty of turbos though. Let's make sure we don't let this credit go to waste. Yeah, things don't change. This guy is still just as hard as I remember. Got him. Lucked out. Yeah, this kidnapper needs to be taught a lesson. Let's see him thrown on the ground with a gun to his head. I mean, looking back and thinking about this, I just remember looking at this and reading it as a kid being like, what's going on? Drug dealers, kidnappers, I mean, it was just nothing that I saw in a game before really referring to that. Suspicion of kidnapping. Well, I don't know how that's a suspicion when they got a picture of a girl right there. Obviously, he did kidnap somebody. Alright, Nancy, what's the score? We got good old desert. Nice. Rough road. A violent terrorist. Well, a terrorist would be the upgrade of a kidnapper. Wow, I really like how they keep bumping up the levels here. How are they going to top a terrorist? I'm just intrigued to know. This guy's a real lunatic. Nice. I like the description. Please assure the safety of any civilian vehicles. Well, if they get on my way, that'd be easier, Nancy. Man, Nancy, you keep winking. I got a feeling you got a thing for me. Alright, SUV time. Yeah, this is just the fail-safe. I mean, I've tried different levels of different vehicles, especially when I had trouble, and I never got any farther other than using this vehicle, so I'd love to see a long play where somebody actually beats this entire game using the semi, because I know that's got to be a challenge. Oh, this is nice. Let's add to this game by having the terrorist calling his buddy with a chopper to start dropping bombs on me. I will say at least the story's consistent. I don't know too many others other than a terrorist that could call in a chopper for a bombing. Alright, go to the right. Gotta catch up to this sucker. Yeah, I hate wasting these turbos, but the time just seems to cook, and I just am not making good timing here, but the key in this game is just use up the turbos because you're going to lose them anyway if you lose the credit, and you want to catch up to the guy because it refills the timer with about another 60 seconds here. And there he is, and for being a terrorist, he sure as heck ain't trying to be inconspicuous on the road with that big of a vehicle. I mean, this guy's got a monster truck here. And for a monster truck, this guy goes pretty fast. Oh, and he called in his buddy again. Oh, that's great. How many more things we need to dodge inside? Civilians, this guy, rockets, chopper on my case here. Wow. I don't even see how I'm hitting this thing. The tires are higher than my vehicle. And we're going to do some damage here, one way or another. Man, this guy is tough. He definitely is taking not much damage from my hits. Alright, we got this. There we go. See, once, that's the thing I like about this game. We get all into it, good music for when you're trying to beat on, really get the adrenaline pumping. Start seeing the fire on the vehicle, you know you're getting close, but in my opinion, that fire turns on a little early on the vehicles. It's about at half damage the fire turns on the vehicle. I think by a quarter damage, fire should be on there because it kind of misleads you. Ugh. I'll just keep using them credits up. I'll catch up to this guy, man. There we go. Come on. There we go. Got him. Teach this terrorist a lesson. Terrorist looks a lot like one of the other guys we already got by this picture. The only thing that changed is his vehicle. Does the guy keep breaking out of jail and upgrading his criminal activity? Suspicion of terrorism. Nice. They're not confirming he's a terrorist. Alright, Nancy, lay it for us down. What do we got this time? Well, it's always an emergency situation. A syndicate mob boss. Nice. so the top guy is a syndicate mob boss. I don't know how that, well, terrorist or mob boss, what do you guys think? Which do you think is worse? I mean, that's definitely up for debate, depending on what kind of background they got. We'll try our best here, Nancy. Oh, there she goes winking again. I think I'm going to have to let down Nancy. Alright. Well, on the plus side of this level, other than all these things in my way immediately, it's not during the winter or slick roads, so I'm happy about that. We got to catch up to this guy. That's going to be tricky. I don't even know if I have any more credits left. We're going to be cutting it close. But no, this series always interested me. It definitely is a good, fun, quick playthrough. It's definitely not a long game to play or beat for that matter. If anytime you just feel like killing a good, quick 30 minutes or so, this game will do a trick pretty quick for you. And even to today's standards, it still has some good replay value. Alright, well there's the Syndicate trailer semi, I think that is, or is that more like, maybe a U-Haul truck? I'm going with semi. Well, the guy in the back of this semi looks a lot like the kidnapper that had the rocket launcher. I guess maybe they're all part of the same group. Alright, there we go. Well, so far, this guy has been easier to beat up than the kidnapper in the purple van. Yeah, there we go. Alright, almost there. Some syndicate. Ah, man, traffic. What is this, rush hour? Let's go. Alright, you got a good distance ahead of me. Thank goodness for the distance meter. Give me a good idea of how far I'm doing, but I don't have any more turbos, so this is going to be tricky. Can we just make it 20 seconds? Yeah, we got him. Alright, Syndicate Mob Boss is going down. Hey, pull out in front of it. Come on. What are you guys doing? Why are you sitting there? What's going on? Ready to go. I just sat there and watched the guy tear off? That's ridiculous. Why would they even let that happen? That doesn't even make sense. Well, I guess we're off after the semi. Yeah, we are trying. This guy really cooked in that semi. I don't know what kind of semi power this guy's got. Man, this thing is fast. It's pretty tough to steer with this situation here. Nice. Well, at least we're getting them trapped on the side. We're getting them there. We are getting them there. Oh, great. Now he's calling in the chopper. What is he, best buddies with the terrorist, borrowing his chopper, buddy? Is that guy a contractor for just dropping bombs with a chopper and just works for any evil bad guy villain? Or is it just standard that when you're this criminal level, you have a chopper with bombs at your own call? Alright, getting there. Man, at least they refilled the turbos, thank goodness. Without turbos, this just would not be happening. Getting there. It's the last turbo, make it count. Oh, man. Come on. Oh, great. Right when we got his health low enough, we call in his buddy here. Yeah, we'll catch up. We will catch up here. Oh, come on. Come on. Getting there. Oh. Nice. Let's slow him down good with this stuff now. That's just great. Man, this 15 seconds. Man, cross your fingers. Oh, man, lucked out. Whew, cutting it a little close for my liking here. Oh, now we pull out in front of him. Well, I hope so. This guy should be done. This guy looks familiar too. He's the mob boss? Some syndicate. Must be a whole bunch of guys that all look the same. Suspicion of illegal practices, including extortion. Well, that's pretty bad. Well, that must be the finale. They've cleaned up this city, apparently. Well, we got a job well done, and some fat old guy behind a desk. I guess that's our boss when we're cheering, and Nancy's awkwardly standing off behind with her arms crossed. Interesting ending here, to say the least. This is it. That's what I get. Well, this can't be an ending without Nancy winking. I'm predicting she's going to wink. Well, that looks like that's pretty much Chase H.Q. 2 for the Sega Genesis, guys. Definitely a good playthrough. Replay value, you got to give it some time. Maybe once every blue moon wouldn't be too bad. But altogether, I'd say it's a pretty good game. Either way, let me know what you guys think about it. Please subscribe, take a look at the channel some more, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Thanks.